Lucas thought the cabin was trapping people in photographs. But he was about to learn something worse. The pictures weren't the prison. They were the warning. The lantern went out. Darkness swallowed the cabin. Lucas stood frozen, barely breathing. Somewhere in the room, something was moving. Slow footsteps creaked across the wooden floor. Step, step, step. Lucas held his breath. Then suddenly, the lantern burst back to life. And Lucas screamed, because the wall of photographs had changed. All the pictures were now facing him. Every trapped hiker, every terrified face. They weren't looking out of the photos anymore. They were looking at Lucas. And their expressions had changed. They weren't scared. They were relieved. Lucas felt a cold chill run down his spine. Why are they looking at me like that? He whispered. Then the whisper answered from behind him. Because they're leaving. Lucas slowly turned around. The shadowy figure stood in the middle of the cabin. Tall, thin, its glowing eyes staring directly at him. Lucas tried to run, but the floor beneath him shifted. The wooden boards creaked and twisted. The cabin itself seemed alive. The voice spoke again. This place remembers every visitor. Lucas shook his head. No, I'm leaving. The voice chuckled softly. They all said that. Lucas turned back toward the photographs, and his heart nearly stopped. One of the photos had changed. The man who had been trapped inside it was gone. The picture now showed an empty forest. Lucas looked at the wall again. Another photo changed. Then another. One by one, the trapped hikers were disappearing from their pictures. The voice whispered again. Your turn. Lucas backed away slowly. What does that mean? The shadow figure raised one long finger and pointed at the wall. Lucas turned. A brand new photograph had appeared. The picture showed the inside of the cabin, the lantern, the wall, and Lucas. But this time, Lucas wasn't standing. He was inside the photograph, pressing his hands against the glass. Screaming, Lucas dropped the photo frame. No, no, that's not happening. But the whisper spoke one last time. You're not becoming the picture. Lucas froze. Then the voice finished the sentence. You're becoming the cabin. The wooden floor beneath him cracked. Lucas screamed as his feet sank into the wood. The walls stretched and twisted around him. The lantern light flickered violently. Lucas clawed at the floor as his body slowly fused into the wooden boards. The shadow entity leaned closer and whispered, Every cabin needs someone to remember the visitors. The lantern went dark again, and deep in the forest. The next morning, a hiker walking along the trail noticed something strange. A small wooden cabin, standing between the trees. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.